Hello again, everybody. Zach Attack is here with the attack line for Wednesday, June the 6th. Thursday, June the 6th, 2013. So I said Wednesday because I didn't make an attack line yesterday, which was Wednesday, because I was busy all day with 2 gigs last night, and I got a gig today. I had a gig today, which was the third gig of my triple threat finale. I ended my Schools Out tour today. It was my last show of the tour today. And it was a triple threat finale that started yesterday. I didn't make an attack line. I had 2 gigs. First off in the morning, I had my last event for Emma Middle School this year, which was a rock assembly held at their gymnasium. Now, I've done these rock assemblies for this school for about 2 or 3 years now, and it's always been like this. They come in, sit down, do a couple skits to pay example to rock the philosophy of being respectful and all that, and then they would do like I said, do skits, and then go on to, well, my part, which would be all dancing. But it wasn't like that this time around. Instead, I was focused on sporting things, like activities. Like, there was a volleyball game between the teachers and the staff, teachers and 8th grade volleyball. Then there was a dodgeball tournament, and there was a bunch of competitions with the 5th and 6th and 7th and 8th grade, like balloon competitions. So, like I said, there wasn't, time for me to play my dance music, but I made the best of it and played the music, playing as background for those events that were going down. So there you go with that. That was a great gig to kick off the finale, and it was a great reaction from the crowd. Even though, like I said, there wasn't much dancing, it was still a fun show. Same situation with, well, the Hevel 5th grade lock-in, my first 5th grade lock-in of the year, and it was a good show as well. It was a good show. Though I was supposed to play a lot longer. Usually I start around 4:30, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. I played around 5:30 instead of 4:30. But still, despite the shortened show time, it was still a fun show. I had a lot of people dancing, mostly the line dances. Even Footloose got a good reaction. It got people dancing on stage. Was a great 5th grade lock-in yesterday, despite a short time at Hevel. And today was Indian Hills' 5th grade lock-in, and out of the 2 lock-ins, I think. And I've done Indian Hills for about 6 out of the last 7 years. I've done Hevel for 5 years in a row. And no matter what happens, Indian Hills is always my favorite. Because it's a lot more fun. I'm more open. Because at Hevel, I'm at a cafeteria where there's a wall separating the gym in the cafeteria. I wasn't able to get a speaker in the gym this year, unlike last year. So it was tough to get noise across to the gym. But anywho, that's why I like Indian Hills better, because the setup was better. It was more open area, and we played I think I played every dance song at least 3 times. Played Harlem Shake 3 times, Cha-Cha Slide 2 or 3 times, Cupid Shuffle 3 times, played all the line dances more than once. Heck, there were a lot of high school people volunteering, so I even played a Cat Daddy, Dougie, and Wop and Wobble a few times. So it's kind of weird to hear those songs get requested, but there you go with that, with those 3 shows. Ending the school year, for me, it was a great school year, the 2012-13 school year. I want to thank all my schools I DJ'd for this year, whether it's part of Schools Out or any other tour. I'm at middle school, Have Elementary, Indian Hills Elementary, my lock-in, my Fun One school specifically, Hamilton Parsons, Indian Hills. And Palomino, I only get to do one thing for them this year, hope to do more next year. And then International Academy of Macomb for doing a senior night party. Wilkinson, Middle, and Oxford High School, and all the schools I DJ'd for this year. Thank you so much for another great school year. My summer tour, Summer Jubilee 2, continues tomorrow at a Splash Bash Triple Threat Weekend. Splash Bash Friday, Saturday being a wedding, and Sunday Pancake Breakfast on Orchard, Washington Township. Now, let's get up the entertainment news of the day, starting with your Billboard number 1, since I didn't get to do a tech line yesterday, like I mentioned. We have still number 1s across the board. First things first, your still number 1 album on the top 200 for the second week in a row. Random Access Memories, Daft Punk, remaining at number 1, although they may be kicked off next week by Queens of the Stone Age, heading for their first number 1 album with their new album. And Little Mix had a big debut this week for a UK group, first big opening for UK groups and Spice Girls, specifically UK girl group. Like I said, new still number 1 album. We also have a still number 1 single, Hot 100. 5th week in a row, Can't Hold Us by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis remains at number 1. Miley Cyrus has a new song, despite my hatred for it, We Can't Stop. Going to make a big impact next week, so we'll see how that affects the chart for next week. So there you go. Now, on with my results, the results and my thoughts on last night's CMT Awards, which took place last night in Nashville at the Bridgestone Arena. Now, of course, I'll get down to the hosting. Kristen Bell and Jason Aldean, I think they had a better chemistry than Toby. Toby hosted last year with Kristen Bell. It was Kristen Bell's second year this year. And their chemistry was off. But I think Jason and Kristen, they started off well, but I think they had okay chemistry. Even a little duet. Mama's Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys, as suggested by the Twitter, was kind of good, impromptu. As well as Kenny Watts is doing impromptu rendition of Islands in the Stream with Sheryl Crow representing the big award of the evening, video of the year. Performances. Darius Rucker was my favorite because there wasn't that bad. There was not much bad performances. Darius Rucker was good with his performance of Wagon Wheel, Florida Georgia Line, ending it with Cruise of Nelly. I will only say the bad performances of songs. Oh, the only bad performance I'll choose is based on song choices. I don't like Lady. I'm not the biggest fan of Goodbye Town. I don't like that performance. I wish Casey Musgraves did. There's some people I wish they did different songs. Like Casey Musgraves, she did a song called Blowing Smoke. I wish she should have done Merry Go Round. Taylor Swift did Red. Probably the worst song choice of the night. Not even a single. I wish that was 22. But I think she knew that 22 wasn't as much country as Red isn't country. So, there you go. On with the winners. Well, when it comes to multiple winners, the most anyone won was 2. And tied with 2 wins each was Miranda Lambert winning 2 for Best Female Video and also Best CMT Collabo Video, the performance video for Over a Year. Female video she won for Mama's Broken Heart. And Florida Georgia Line won 2 as well, like I mentioned, winning 2, including Best Group Duo Video and Best Breakthrough Video, both for the video and song Cruise. Single wins each. It was, of course, Eric Church, Jason Aldean, and Luke Bryan winning Best Collaborative Video for The Only Way I Know. Also, Bryan had another award to bring home for a hubby who wasn't there. Blake Shelton winning Best Male Video for She'll Be Cool If You Did. In my mind, the only closest thing to an upset was Best Group Video, going to Lady in the Bellman Downtown, beating Little Big Town Pontoon. Since this was a fan-voted show, I think Lady A fans are getting jealous of Little Big Town winning all the awards these days, so they want Lady A to win another one. So Lady A won the group video for Downtown, which I think was a shocker. Like I said, the closest thing to an upset. Then we had, of course, the big one. But before that, we had the Nationwide It's On Your Side Award that went to Hunter Hayes. And the Video of the Year, the big winner for Video of the Year was Carrie Underwood. She won it last year for not Blown Away, which she won for this year. But last year, I think she won it for Good Girl. I think that one last year. This year, she won again with Blown Away, Video of the Year. Beating Florida Georgia Line, beating Taylor Swift, Luke Bryan, and Jason Aldean, and Miranda Lambert. So there you go. Congratulations to all the winners at the CMT Awards. Now, on with some somewhat tragic news. Of course, me being a big fan of Michael Jackson, I feel bad for the family right now as they go through a lot of shit. Especially yesterday with Paris Jackson, Michael's daughter, going to the hospital after an apparent suicide attempt. According to several sources, she was taken to the hospital yesterday. There was rumors that she had an overdose, but it was reported later on that she slashed her wrist with a kitchen knife. And the 911 came at around 1:27 Pacific time, early Wednesday morning. It was taken on a stretcher to a nearby hospital. According to Michael's, their lawyer, they said that she's doing fine, that she's recovering quite smoothly in the hospital, that she's smiling again. So I don't know what triggered this whole suicide thing. Maybe because, maybe she has a lot of burdens. Maybe she never really got over losing her dad. We all saw what happened at the funeral a few years ago when she cried while giving a speech about him. So who knows how kind of psychological effect the death of her father has had on Paris Jackson. Of course, her being the oldest sibling of the Jackson family, along with Blanket and Prince Michael. So, even a Twitter page was giving away cryptic hints, quoting the Beatles song Yesterday. Yesterday, my troubles seemed so far away. Now it seems as though they're here to stay. So, of course, all the lawyers and everyone saying that we appreciate everyone's thoughts for Paris at this time and respect for the family's privacy. That she's going to be just fine and maybe a speedy recovery at this suicide attempt. Sad to hear that news. Like I said, me being an MJ fan, I feel bad for the family. Best wishes to Paris Jackson. Well wishes to you and speedy recovery to you. And hope that everything's all right with you. Everything's well with you. Now, speaking of women who had a breakdown a few years ago, all the news on Mariah Carey. It was tough to do a segue for that, but it's the only segue I can do. Sorry. Mariah had her own little breakdown, but not a suicide attempt, but still a mental breakdown. It's been kind of a comeback trail for the last couple of years, although her last album didn't do too well. But now, her new album is set to come out in July, following, of course, the release of her latest single, Beautiful, with Miguel. She announced yesterday, of course, she's had a lot of news lately, of course, officially declaring she's leaving American Idol. I said that on Monday's Atakline with her and Nikki both showing the door when it comes to AI, not coming back for judges next season. Keith's still negotiating, as I know of. He performed last night at CMT Awards, and he was pretty good as well. Didn't mention that when my thoughts on the CMT Awards. But July 23rd is the new album called The New Era. First, Mariah tweeted it on Twitter, and then record label Island Death Jam officially confirmed it themselves. So Mariah's got a lot of things to promote. She's got 4th of July appearance on NBC. There's no word on a tour, but there probably will be a tour for this new album. Of course, a follow-up to Thoughts of an Imperfect Angel, which was not a success. See if this album's more successful, like I said, especially the build-up of the single Beautiful. So there you go. Mariah Carey new album, The New Era, coming out in July. Also releasing a new album this September will be 9 Inch Nails. They took a few years off, and now they're back on the road. They announced today the release of the new album and a new tour. The new album is called Hesitation Marks, which will be coming out September 3rd on Columbia Records. Leaving longtime label Universal. They've been independent for a while. They've been free agents, mostly doing the releasing albums themselves, but now they want a major label to promote their new album. The new single came out yesterday. Came Back Haunted. Now, I haven't heard it yet, but I like some of 9 Inch Nails' earlier stuff, like Closer and Hurt and More to the Pigs and Head Like a Hole. Like I said, not only they announced a new album today, they also announced a tour now. They have announced reunion appearances already, including appearance on Lollapalooza, but now there's the first details of the new album and a new U.S. tour, which will kick off this fall, starting in September 28th in St. Paul, Minnesota, and a zigzag all across the country, and also in Canada, doing some Canadian dates. It'll be here in Detroit on October 7th at the Palace of Auburn Hills. Tickets will go on sale starting next week, and of course, it'll be a new stage, according to Trent Reznor, saying that Trent is going to pick up where the last 9 Inch Nails tour left off. This is the first 9 Inch Nails experience realized as we never could before, like the most accomplished staging that they've ever done for 9 Inch Nails tour. So there you go. 9 Inch Nails is back. New album, Desolate Hesitation Marks, coming out September 3rd. And of course, the new tour kicks off in September, near the end of the month. Now, on with TNA Impact Wrestling preview for the night. Of course, it'll be live from Atlanta. Yeah, live from Atlanta. The aftermath of Slammiversary. Top 5 questions that must be answered today. Question number 5. What kind of impact will the newest member of the Impact roster, Rampage Jackson, make? Now, I mentioned on a separate video on Tuesday, mentioned, of course, that Rampage Jackson is the big free agent that TNA signed that they were hinting towards last week, and it was going to make the debut tonight. And, of course, like I said, it was only revealed on Tuesday that it will be Rampage Jackson, a new free agent for TNA and also Bellator. So we'll see what kind of impact, pun the pun, will Rampage Jackson make on his debut night. Like I said on Tuesday, I was predicting he was going to make an on-screen appearance tonight, and he will be making an on-screen appearance tonight on Impact in Atlanta. Question number 4. What will Chris Sabin do about the opportunity to be world champion? Now, Chris Sabin won the X Division Championship this past Sunday at the pay-per-view. I don't think I mentioned this when I talked about the Slammiversary results on Monday on my Atakline, but Hulk Hogan came out after the match and said that Chris Sabin will have the same opportunity that Austin Aries had last July. Of course, last July, Aries, at the time, the X Division champion, had a chance to forfeit the X Division championship and go for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship at Destination X last July, which he did, and of course became the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion, beating his now tag team partner, Bobby Roode. So now Chris Sabin has the same opportunity to cash in but cash in the X Division Championship for a future World Championship match. Now, they only have like 4 major pay-per-views, so who knows what kind of Destination X event. It will be like a special Destination X Impact. Who knows what it will be, but there's set to be a Destination X event where Chris Sabin will probably go up for the TNA World title against the current champion and still champion, Bully Ray, who I'll talk about during these questions. Question number 3, speaking of Sabin, will go down in a big 6-man tag. Now, Chris Sabin will be teaming up with 2 also new champions crowned at the Slammiversary, which are the new tag team champions, Gunner and James Storm. They'll be taking on the former X Division champion, Kenny King, along with Bobby Roode and Austin Aries. Now, this should be an interesting tag. Hopefully, James Storm wrestles a lot more. He's been injured lately, but we'll see how James Storm's injury will affect his performance tonight on Impact in this 6-man tag. Question number 2. Who will be in the Battle for Glory series? Now, Slammiversary's done. Now it's time to focus on the next big pay-per-view going up in October. October 23rd, to be more exact. Or whatever. I forgot the date. They announced it last Sunday, the reveal of the location of Battle for Glory. I think it's October 13th, I think. It's in San Diego, and we saw last Sunday that Sam Shaw, Jay Bradley defeated Sam Shaw to advance and be the first guy from the gut check to be in the Battle for Glory series. We don't know who else is in the Battle for Glory series yet, so maybe to make some sort of announcement tonight about when the Battle for Glory series will start and who will be in it. Of course, we all know the point system about, pins and submissions and DQs, the point scores. We'll see when all that starts tonight. Speaking of championship at Bound for Glory, which will be, of course, the prize for the winner of the series, going up against the champion, whoever will be, what will happen tonight with Ace and Eights? That's the number 1 question now. Ace and Eights helped out big time, although losing the television championship, Devon losing it to Abyss, the leader of Ace and Eights, Bully Ray, with a little help from his friends, retained the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, beating Sting on Sunday. Thus, Sting will not be able to go up for another World Heavyweight Championship match. How will Sting react to not being eligible to fight for the title again? And what will Bully Ray do now that he retained over Sting? And Ace and Eights, despite, like I said, losing the TV Championship, is stronger than ever, especially keeping the big title in their possession. We'll find out tonight at TNA Impact tonight at 9, 8 Central on Spike TV. That is it for the Atakline for today. I'll see you all later tonight for my Impact review. With that in mind, you've all been attacked by the news from Zach. Thank you all for watching. Yeah.